If you love Starbucks Frappuccinos, then you need to try this out because it tastes so much better than the Starbucks Frappuccinos, and I believe that they can't compete with it because not only is it more affordable, but it's also tastier and probably better for you as well. All you need is a Ninja Creami, which you just press this button to unlock, and then slide the latch. Sorry, press this, not slide the latch. That takes the paddle off. I'll put that back on later to open it up. And then here is the pint that we are going to put everything in, which needs to be frozen in order to make the creamy Frappuccino. The first thing that you need for this Frappuccino, you can make any Frappuccino you want, any type of Starbucks Frappuccino, and let me know if you want me to recreate specific Starbucks Frappuccinos. This one I'm going to make is a cookie dough Frappuccino, and I'm actually going to add some coffee in it because I want it to be like a mocha cookie Frappuccino. So I'm adding half a cup of this Fairlife chocolate milk. I love this stuff. It's really creamy. Before we brew our espresso, which is needed in this recipe because it is a mocha cookie dough Frappuccino, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of this cookie dough syrup. That way it tastes like cookie dough, of course. Now you want to brew your espresso over the syrup so the syrup melts into it. We have brewed our espresso. I used 2 shots of espresso with double espresso dolce from my Nespresso Vertuo Pop Plus, and if you do want an Nespresso machine, I currently have a $10 off discount code for the Vertuo Pop Plus using code Brooklyn10 on the Nespresso website and in the boutiques. This Dolce capsule is really good for this Frappuccino because it has really chocolatey notes. So now that we have poured this into our creamy pint, the last thing that we need for this recipe is actually just xanthan gum. I don't know, I'm sure you've heard of xanthan gum before, but if you want to make your Frappuccinos at home or make stuff extra creamy, it is like a really important and very cheap. I believe this was like $2 at Walmart, something like that. Very cheap ingredient, and you only need 1/8 of a teaspoon of this xanthan gum in order to achieve ultimate creaminess. So before you even put it in the freezer, you want to give your mixture for this cookie dough Frappuccino a really good stir because that xanthan gum is going to activate and it's going to cause the mixture to be a lot more creamy. Don't make the same mistake that I did with the xanthan gum. Make sure you slowly sprinkle in even that 1/8 teaspoon because it starts to clump very easily. So in order to fix this, throw this in a blender, or I'm just gonna throw it straight into my KitchenAid. Make sure that there are no clumps in here since I added the xanthan gum a little bit too quickly. Make sure not to do that. I'm gonna grab a strainer, or if you have this little straining bowl, that works as well. Make sure we get all of those little clumps out. There were quite a bit of clumps from me doing it. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a nice consistency. It's a lot thicker than what it was before, so once we freeze it and throw it in the creamy, this should be a deliciously creamy Frappuccino. So we're gonna stick the lid on and throw it in the freezer, and I'll see you in a few hours or 2 seconds. So it is the next day and our little Frappuccino is completely frozen. It's got a little bit of a lump on there, and I heard it's best if you smooth it out a little bit, and since I've let it sit out for a few minutes, I can somewhat smooth it, but I'll probably just end up running it multiple times. That seems like the easiest thing because I don't want it to lose its, you know, I don't want it to stop being frozen. I don't want it to thaw out. And remember, we just have to put our pint in here. This smells so good. Okay. And we just align this. Stick this bad boy in here. Let's turn this on first. Okay. It should be high enough, hopefully, right? All right, let's. Okay, let's see how much of a difference that made. Oh my God. Wow, that Fairlife wasn't even frozen, so it must have taken from the bottom. So I'm kind of shocked, honestly. I'm just gonna scoop some of this stuff from the bottom. And like, this is like perfect Frappuccino, like texture, isn't it? Oh my God. Respin. Sadly, I'm out of whipped cream. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, I think this is done, but I'm gonna add this as a mix-in. It's chocolate, dark chocolate. That as a mix-in, and I feel like that completes this. Oop. Pop that bad boy in here, and bam. This is perfect. Line my cup with either dark chocolate or caramel, maybe caramel. It's like an extra add-on. The whole thing. Tell me that's not a Frappuccino. Isn't whipped cream really just heavy whipping cream? Let's give this a try. Let's see if I can get that consistency. We're gonna add the cookie dough syrup to make this extra cookie, okay? And you can also use my discount code BrooklynKyya10 for money off of this as well. So let's just froth that in there. I'll have to drink some to make space, I think. Good, guys. I would definitely give it a try. The only thing that I would do differently is I would basically double my recipe. That way it actually fills up the pint, so you don't have to add so much milk. So it's like, you can definitely still taste the coffee taste, but I feel like definitely double the recipe overall, because I feel like this would make maybe, probably make 2 Frappuccinos though. So yeah, definitely double my recipe for the Ninja Creami, but bam, that is delicious. Definitely give it a try.